Cleveland Browns receiver Kenny Britt has done little to ingratiate himself to the media or the fans since signing as a free agent in the spring. And now, he may have lost himself a few additional fans across the Atlantic Ocean thanks to a few scathing comments that marked the end of what has otherwise been radio silence from the struggling veteran. Britt, who was suspended and sent home by head coach Hugh Jackson in Week 6 against the Houston Texans for missing curfew and who declined to speak with the media after a disappointing 2-catch outing against the Tennessee Titans in Week 7 as well as during Wednesday's media availability, did find time on Thursday to talk to ESPN's Pat McManaman before the team's scheduled flight that night to London. And he had nothing nice to say. "I hated London, hated it. I hated it with a passion," said Britt, who then elaborated, "I hated everything about it. I hated the flight. I hated us being there so long. I hated the flight back. I hated the food. You can ask my wife the same thing, and she'll give you the same answer." When pressed to provide anything he enjoyed about his previous trip, Britt only answered with nothing. Britt played in London a season ago when he was with the St. Louis, now Los Angeles Rams. But he's not the only player with at least somewhat of a negative feeling about the trip and the game. Rookie safety Jabril Peppers admitted to McManaman that he's really not fond of planes, while offensive guard Kevin Zeitler is concerned about the physical effects of the flight and time change. Tight end Seth DeVav added, "It'll be interesting to see a place I've never been before. But I'd rather not be in a plane for 16 hours, or however long it is." Britt, who signed a four-year, $32.5 million deal in March, certainly has reasons to be less overjoyed about Sunday's game at Twickenham Stadium in London. He's caught only 10 passes on 28 targets this year, for 128 yards and 1 touchdown, and has also dealt with nagging knee and groin issues. But it's clear that his latest remarks aren't going to charm a London fanbase that welcomed his return upon signing with the Browns in the spring. Further, Britt's issues aren't limited to just London, the grind of overseas NFL travel, or his frustration around his performance or playing time. Travel, it appears, does not agree with him. He said he won't be leaving the team hotel during this trip, which is par for the course. "When I leave the country, I don't leave the resort anyway. Last time my wife and daughter actually took a trip to Paris. Had a worse time there. It's a long story, but it was all bad." So far, things have been all bad for Britt and the Browns in 2017. Perhaps this London trip will turn the team's fortunes around and leave Britt with a better impression on international travel.